Greetings, Wonders.
Your name?
I'm Dave.
Greetings, Dave.
I'd like to ask you about current events.
Please.
Two things that are on my mind are, one, economics, the economy.
Yes.
The worldwide economy, and specifically the Canadian economy.
So what would you like to know?
Where are we headed? Are we headed to better times? Are we headed to more belt-tightening?
From the Canadian economic perspective, you are moving towards a greater ease of abundance, if you want to call it that. Within the next 3 to 5 years, you'll see a movement towards expansion, a movement towards more manufacturing, greater spending power, but at the same time, you will discover that your bankers are going to be very diligent at maintaining high interest rates in order to curb the enthusiasm for this abundance. You see?
Mm-hmm.
As to the economic conditions of the world itself is heading for a great deal of difficulty and strife over the next 3 to 7 years. In this 3 to 7 year period, the world itself will find itself struggling. The European zone will be very much on the edge, walking a tightrope between success and failure. The economic zones of the North American Free Trade Agreement will be really pushed and pulled. The United States will have a great deal of difficulty over the next 3 to 5 years. And the resultant is that its economy will not really come out of its depression, or some would call it a recession, we would call it a depression at this stage, until really within the end of the third to the fourth year. It'll start to really begin to come out. There will be some symbology before then, but really it won't be as anticipated or hoped for by the politicians. You see?
Is America in decline and China on the rise?
Oh, absolutely. We've been saying this for the last 12 and a half years, that the United States, as a world power, is following Rome's footsteps. Quite simply, the United States is going to go bankrupt within the next 15 to 30 years. Do you think? And China is becoming the more economic strong power. However, having said that, China is also following in the footsteps of the United States of America. So China must, and its leaders must, by the very nature of who they are, recognize the downfall, the pitfalls of overproduction, of moving too quickly towards what they perceive to be the technological revolution. Do you think? Mm-hmm. Otherwise, they will simply follow in the footsteps of the United States.